I really hope that this video might change your perspective about addictions, might give you hope, and might give you the tools to quit any addiction. I will try to not really edit this video because I want it to be as authentic as possible with my true self without really acting that much, and I want to really talk through my experience, and I want it to really help you, okay? Well, let's start with what is an addiction. An addiction, it is a compulsive behavior to something. For example, it can be to pornography, it can be to junk food, it can be to masturbation, etc. And everyone at some point in their life has addictions, and many people struggle to quit their addictions. Even like in the older days, they might have an addiction for like 20 years. Somebody might be an alcohol drinker for like a good amount of years and die being an alcoholic. This unfortunately happens, and I really want you to. And what is really a reason for somebody to do addictions? And truthfully, I don't think that many people talk about that really all that much, and I'll tell you. And I tell you what I think. I think that a person overindulges in. I think when a person overindulges in like many different addictions, I believe it happens because he lacks something from his life. He might lack happiness, he might lack relationships, he might lack something. He might have done a terrible mistake in the past that he can't forget about it, can't move on from it, all of this stuff. In simple words, an addiction is just something to feel the pain, to ease it, to make it disappear in the short term, but in the long term it just leaves people with more regret, more pain, and it really doesn't help. But since it doesn't help, since it doesn't ease anything that much in the long term, why do people continue to overindulge? And there are many different theories, there are many different answers, but I will tell you what I think, okay? I believe that it is pretty much an influence of society which tells you to like be in touch with your emotions, do what you feel like doing, and if you feel to like drink, I mean they don't say it openly, but what they're saying is if you want to drink the bottle of alcohol, just drink it, like okay, it happens, next time you will not drink it. And trust me, you will drink it. You will drink it. Okay? And basically we have been conditioned to be in touch with our to be like weak, to let other like substances control us basically, and to have no emotional control about it, okay? And that is really sad, because without any emotional control you can't really get through life, and you can't really achieve what you want in life, really. Like, people always preach for like happiness, and if you are happy, like, you don't usually, like, you probably have seen it like in many people, like a person who is truthfully happy, he probably will not overindulge in like addictions, he will not overindulge in any of this crap. The reason being is simple, because but is it really down to happiness? I mean, a big part of it is, because when a person is generally happy and their life is okay, they probably don't overindulge, and if they do it like in moderation. Although moderation has become a lie nowadays, I don't really believe in moderation, that it can. I mean, I do believe that many addictions can be controlled, but I don't preach for moderation. I don't like moderation. If you have an addiction, quit it completely. No, like once a week, once a month, once a year. Like I don't believe in this stuff. But that is the topic for another thing. For now, but how do we achieve happiness? Like what really makes us happy? Like if you believe the happy fairy tale life, we stop overindulging, right? But how do you get like happiness doesn't really come from a nice car, it doesn't really come from like lots of money, and it even doesn't really come from a bunch of dating. Like all of this stuff, they don't make you happy, then they amplify your happiness. And I don't even think that they increase it. They don't even increase it, they just fill you up, you feel more fulfilled, or at least it is like a pseudo fulfillment. Okay, I don't know, but they don't make you happy. And the things that actually make you happy are the simplest, like for real. Like happiness, you can't get happiness out of outside sources. This is why I don't think chasing happiness is really the I don't think that chasing happiness is really that important. Like, by the way, I will leave all the mistakes, all the pauses in here because I really try to learn and try to be as authentic as possible, like it is a live stream, like I'm talking specifically to you. So if I make a terrible mistakes and the language is bad and I do like mistakes in the grammar, I will leave it here because I'm not perfect and I try to learn. I really try to like become the person who like does it. But anyway, chasing happiness is really pointless because you can't get happiness out like from external factors. Happiness, I think, is entirely internal, and if you can't be grateful for like the one dish of food that you have on your table, I think that is really the true happiness. So if you get internal happiness and you like say everything's happy and you like generally try to become like more grateful for the things around you and you produce more gratitude, I think it can make you happier. Yes, you just say like thank you. And you know what, the biggest amount of happiness that at least I have experienced is when I was grateful for the bad things that happened to me. When I realized, god damn, the bad things that happened to me really like portrayed and sculpted my character, so I am grateful for them. Like after that, I really became like a very genuinely nice and happy person. Also, so yeah, happiness is really a good source. Like gratitude is a good source of happiness. But what was I about to say? I forgot. I'm really sorry. I'm terrible at this public speaking. Anyway, nothing is that simple, okay? If you feel grateful for everyday things, it doesn't mean that you will quit an addiction. And I think we talked enough about theory. Let's go to the practical step. What is the best way to quit an addiction? Obviously, if you improve your mental health, as I said, with gratitude, you probably will get like the 50%. Like 50% is in your pocket. You will have the 50% of the knowledge. You have the 50% of the knowledge at least to how to quit an addiction, because mental health plays a big role. Because when your dopamine receptors are like when your dopamine are higher than the dopamine that the addiction gives you, it really is like the best thing ever. It really is helpful. But the biggest thing I think that will make you quit any addiction, and it is really practical and it is amazing, it's basically identity shifting, identity change. You have to change who you are, because I will tell you a big secret. I don't think you can quit an addiction. I don't think an addiction is quittable. I think the person is changeable. You can change yourself. You can't like just because mind control mind control is really controlling your mind to behave in a different way, which means that you should be striving for a difference, for you should strive for a change, if you wish. Okay, which basically means that, like, if you say to yourself, like, every day, I am not a smoker, I am not an alcoholic, I am this and that, that you will quit an addiction. Because if you really change as a person, if you say yourself as a person who strives for his goals, who doesn't like overindulge, who doesn't waste time, it really is the most helpful thing. And if I knew it sooner, I would be probably like way ahead in life than I am now. I will be honest with you. So that is the advice. That's what I think really is the advice that I want to give you. It is to, you know what, say, I'm not this person anymore, I'm working, I'm this and that. And I think that is what really makes you quit an addiction. You don't quit an addiction, you change as a person. Because I don't really believe, as I said before, I don't believe in addiction quitting. It didn't help me, at least. I believe in improving your mental health and changing your addiction. This was basically it for today's video. That's what I wanted to tell you, is that this is like, I think this is like the best way to quit any addiction. Like, at least the two best ways, okay? Mental health and identity shit, like, these are, I think, like probably the step 0 of like quitting an addiction. And then it's like, you can add some bonuses, but like the 80% of the addiction quitting comes from them. 20% is like willpower, I don't know, and ambition probably, or something like that. Okay, I will not edit this video. I want it to be as authentic as possible. Sorry, I try to improve my public speaking. I'm trying to like make my brain go faster when I talk. And yeah, see you soon, guys.